We're good? All right, here we go. Episode 3 already. Holy cow. We'd like to welcome you guys to episode 3 of In the Dirt with John and Kyle. It's presented by Lube Monkey Racing. Gary and his crew down at Wakefield Oil are really good supporters of racing, and they help everybody out. Well, not everybody, but most people, and he does a great job. If you need oil, filters, whatever you need, get down to Wakefield. All right, here we are. First things first that we have to tell everyone. Go ahead.
We missed the last couple of weeks, so can you guys just like and share this video just to get the word out a little more? We've got lots of views the first 2 shows, but I think this will help even more.
Yeah.
Just like and share the video if you can, please.
Yeah. Everybody says that on all these things, and we've just kind of missed the boat both weeks. We're green. But some more metrics kind of. I was just talking to the people here and showing them the page has, in the last 28 days, over 92,000 hits. That's not views, that's hits. Like, they looked at something on there, which is crazy. We've had over 7,500 again, and this is just seems to be building. Nothing but positive response. Hey, Kyle, have you heard?
Very little negative. It's been all positive.
Yeah, it's been great so far. So once again, we got a rumor section, some news on some drivers, a little bit about some tracks, and our special guest, Selena Dove Owen, will be joining us in a little bit, which will be real interesting. So, a lot to look forward to this show. Let's start with a little bit of racetrack news. Once again, here we are. We talked about in episode 1 the Whiskey Row Classic.
Yeah, where was it going to be?
Yeah.
One of the 2 local speedways, I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Rick's kind of playing around with us here.
Yeah, it looks like maybe it's back at Thunder City.
That's what it sounds like, yeah. We kind of made mention of that in the first episode if people were listening, but we weren't really 100% sure.
Yeah, here we go. It looks to be back, and which is a good race. It probably might have been the race of the year last year.
Yeah, the local guy won it.
Which was, so speaking of street stocks, I got a rumor on a street stock.
Hit me with it.
Rob Rantle, former Midwest Mod pilot, is going to be driving a street stock this year.
Very street missile.
There you go, as our good buddy Rod Skirving would say.
Yeah.
So there's one. Rob Rantelow in the street stock. Rob's a good guy, and we look forward to seeing him out there. I got, what other ones do we got? Ooh, I got one. Okay. One more, and then Ryan House, super stock driver. He has purchased a new to him TRC car, which is a pretty, TRC and affordable seem to be the 2 cars that
top 10 probably.
Yeah.
Most popular.
Yeah. Well, dirt duelers kind of come in there too, but
I'd say those 2 sell the most.
Yeah, well, for sure. But Ryan and Tanner are going to be racing full time at Thunder City, and when they can get out to Mosquito, they're going to get out there. And if Emo has a special again, they mentioned they'll come out there. And they went to the Red Clay last year and are looking to go back there. He also said if someone's looking to get into it, he has last year's car for sale. So decent car. If someone's looking to get into super stock, get a hold of Ryan on his Facebook page. There you go.
I got a couple of guys. I reached out to 1 or 2, and they reached out to me. Scott McKinnon.
Ooh, throttle masher there, smasher for sure.
Yeah, masher, crowd favorite.
For sure.
Scott, he's running, wherever he's running, you're going to hear him.
Oh yeah, you can feel it.
Yeah, so he's fun to watch, on the wall usually. Anyway, good guy. Messaged him the other night, and he said his car's down at Corey Crapster's CRC. Corey's going through it. I think he said he sent the car down to Willie's carburetor, and Corey did some updates to the car, new body and everything, and hopes to go to Superior, Northern Nationals, Red Clay Classic. I guess we'll see what the dollar is. But
lots of guys have mentioned that the dollar, and
then I think he said the border battle down in Superior as well. Then he just said Thunder City stuff, and then pretty much it. But he responded to me, and Scott's a good guy, friend of mine. So
No, Scott is definitely an entertainer out there for sure, 100%.
2 more, Johnny. I don't know if you want to go or me.
I have one, Travis MacArthur.
Okay.
Yeah, Travis is kind of a guy who sneaks up on you every week. Really,
It's slippery. That old car doesn't go too bad.
Yeah, he loved the bottom. He didn't come off it. He pits next to me, and we talked back and forth a bit. And he's purchased a car from Wayne Jacks.
Okay.
So he's definitely updated by about 15 years, probably.
That's a
shock.
Yeah.
It's a Shaw car, and he looks to improve on a guy who's kind of sneaky fast, right? Sometimes. It's kind of crazy.
I got Paul Harry reached out to me.
Okay. Yeah.
26B mod. He said him and the crew have been watching. They've been enjoying the podcast. He plans to go to the States 2 or 3 different tracks. He said, and kind of stat. It's what he's kind of done the last couple of years, but.
Yeah, he puts in a lot of nights. He puts in a lot of nights, and he's another guy who week to week he's in the mix.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, and I got one more. Dougie Wakefield, another guy who watches the show, and once again another guy who said, "Hey, great job." Good guy. You noticed last year he seemed to pick up speed a bit as the year went on. I think old USMTS champ Kelly Shyrock's been helping him. Yeah. He's got a skyrocket car, and it seemed to pick up speed at the end of the year. And he's got a new motor for this year, and basically same stuff. Mentioned another guy said he's going to go to Emo, Thunder City, Mosquito. Another guy who mentioned Dead Horse Creek and maybe a Victory Lane.
Dead Horse Creek's getting some love here.
Yeah, there's been a lot of people mention Dead Horse Creek Speedway. I actually reached out to them, and they said that they are going to have some sort of announcement this weekend. I don't know, it'd be nice if they included some sort of Thunder Bay announcement, because I think there could be a pretty decent contingent headed up that way. Yeah, I'm thinking.
I got one more guy reached out to me. I think you raced against him in the late 90s, probably, Matt McGrath.
Oh, yeah, for sure I did.
Yeah.
I coached this kid in hockey, too. There you go.
Matt sent me a pic. I guess he's living in South Georgia now. He was in Southern Ontario, then he's in the States.
Yeah.
Now he's in Southern Georgia.
He lives right near Brunswick, Georgia.
Old Nile Speedway. Yeah. He sent me a selfie right outside the gate there. So Matt's a good guy. He actually worked for my dad back when I was a young kid, but nice. From him, he said he liked the podcast.
Oh, great! Yeah, good guy, super good guy. Speaking of speedways, and we had a couple people from the Winnipeg area reach out and kind of talk about Victory Lane Speedway in Winnipeg.
I see a couple Facebook posts that didn't sound great, but
no,
the one from the Speedway itself.
Yeah, the one from the Speedway itself. It kind of mentioned that facility was over 50 years old.
I've never been there. I would like to go there, and I hope I get the chance to.
I've never raced there, but I've been there to watch during COVID year when there was nothing. They had races there, and I went twice to watch it. The facility was nice, real nice.
That's what I've heard.
But it sounds like there's a disconnect between the promoter and the drivers, or it seems like there's some sort of.
And people from around, watch what you say, maybe, because you can see what happens to a track.
Oh yeah.
I mean. Yeah. I get frustrated sometimes, but do it the right way and not try.
Yeah, social media is a good thing, but it could be killer.
Can help itself too, but
But we don't want to see a track go dark.
No.
It's happened here before, and it can happen. And it happens in a hurry. Yeah, let's keep this going here, how it's going. What else do I got? Who else? Oh, Greg Folbit.
Yeah.
He reached out. He sort of struggled in the A-Mod last year to start, but he says he's been doing his homework this winter on some 4-bar stuff, and I believe he had a motor expire at Mosquito. He was parked right beside you.
Yeah, at that last October show, I believe so,
Anyways, he said he's going to start the year with a backup motor, but he does have a new one coming, and he'll be looking to improve on last year's results. That's a beast getting in that. Not everyone's a Cole that can get in these things and drive that good. Like these are beasts. Those things.
It's about riding a bull.
They're
an angry one, especially if they're not set up. Right?
Yeah. So he's looking to improve, and good for him. He says he's looking for sponsors. It seems to be everybody, right? Everybody's kind of looking out there, looking. And and he said his son Nick is looking to update his chassis.
Yes.
Maybe to something.
I got a message from Nick there the other day too. I think I was telling you.
Yeah. Yeah, they're looking to update, but yeah, what else do we got? That looks to be almost just about it on the rumor section, unless you got anything else.
I think we're pretty well covered, and I'm sure it'll come to us after.
Yeah, well, and guys, you want something out there, reach out to us.
Yeah,
We'll, we gladly.
I don't bite, so.
No, well, yeah, we might.
It's
Anyways, well, here we are. It's interview time. Time to get dirty.
I got dirty. I think we got a good guest this week.
Yeah,
So.
and the interview is brought to you by our good friends at Sign Design. Jen and James, they are the wrap experts in town. They do
Great people.
50, 60, 70% of the cars, maybe?
Yeah, that's probably accurate, yeah.
Probably somewhere
I'd
around
say
there.
over half for sure, yeah.
Yeah, and they do a little bit of everything. So they've been great to me in the 2 years I've been back. So
Yeah, I know Jen well. She's a good friend of my sister, so good to work with.
yeah, reach out to them if you have any wrap needs or merchandise or whatever. Speaking of merchandise, there could be a little teaser on some
Stay dirty. Where?
Stay dirty wear or in the dirt wear. That could be coming out in the next day or two. So look for that. Well, here's our guest. Let's welcome Selena Dove Owen. Hey, welcome to the show.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, Selena is a Hornet driver and pretty much involved got her hands in a whole lot of things around racing. Been kind of born into it. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Selena Owen. My dad is Johnny O, as most people know him. I work at the Health Sciences Foundation at the hospital, raising money for our hospital as well as ones up in the Dryden area as well. I've been racing for probably 3 seasons. Really fun. I get to do it with my family, cousins, my twin brother. It's kind of a wild thing.
Yeah, your twin brother named
Jimmy Owen.
Jimmy after.
Jimmy Bolduck.
Funny thing is, I have a son named James too, who's named after Jimmy Bolduck. So we sort of share that. I worked with your dad. I worked for Tom Owen way back in 88, 89, and I kind of I think his last name was Becerowicz, worked there. Randall or somebody, I can't remember. Something to do, a guy to do with racing too, and he called your brother or your dad Trucker John, so it's kind of stuck. I call him Trucker John to this day. So, and it was from the TDO one.
Cool.
Yeah. So, how did you get into racing, basically?
Well, I mean, I was born and raised around it, but I wanted to get into it when Thunder City first opened, but racing's expensive, and my cousin Jesse kept sending me, he was selling his Hornet that Nate bought, and I told him, I can't afford that right now, and then he sent me one a couple weeks later that Mason Reed, I can't remember his number, 81 Street Star?
Yeah.
Put it up for sale for $400. Jesse sent it to me and said, this is the cheapest way you'll ever get into racing, either bite on it or don't. So I texted him, he said it was available, but I had to go there in an hour. I was working, so I had to text my friend Christian. He went there for me up in Shunya with my friend Zach. Took his own money and everything, so he knew how much I wanted to get into it. Took the car, gave him the money. My dad went and picked it up a couple days later, and the real work started. That car, no offense, Mason, was an absolute piece of shit.
Oh boy.
The
thing
punch
lit
is
on,
here.
the thing lit on fire a couple weeks before I bought it.
Oh, yeah, I remember that fire. I remember that fire. Yeah.
Jeff Baxendale was nice enough to let my dad and I bring my car into his garage. Took his nice fancy old car and hot orange bike out of it in the rain and everything. I thought I was gonna get sinned for that. Did a bunch of work with I think his friend Paul, and a couple other of my dad's friends and Kyle as well. And they put in hours and hours of work to get that thing safe because my dad refused to let me get on the track if it wasn't safe, and that's how it started.
And how is it going? And what kind of plans do you have?
It's whatever this is, not on that. Going good so far. I mean, race gods were really on my side this season with
marked improvement.
Yeah, I started started out in the back and started giving my cousin's name, Jesse, some real problems up in the front. I love my car. We went and bought it in Wisconsin 2 years ago. Real shit show of a weekend, as always.
Never goes smooth.
Yeah, exactly. But I love that thing, and we are hoping to go. I'll race every Wednesday at Thunder City. At least, depending on, like you said, how the money is gonna go. Go to the States at least 2 weekends in the summer. Kind of line it up where we could go to like Gondiclaw, Hibbing, and Proctor all in one weekend.
Yeah.
Hopefully Northern Nationals again. I mean, it's only one night.
Yeah, you were
race.
parked right across from me last year.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
She was buying me an old one.
Yeah, that was a fun ass weekend. But yeah, that's the plan so far.
So, might be jumping ahead here, but you raced at Thunder City this year, but you were doing something else when Mosquito had races this year. How did that come about? You were, are you going to do the same this year? Or?
Hell yeah.
Okay, yeah.
No race. Well, I might do 1 or 2 races there,
Okay.
but I love the receiver. Basically,
Yeah, we all did too.
I don't know of any of us drivers who were listening to you, any of us who it was like, wow, it was clear.
The 2 to go threw me off a little bit, but
I liked it.
That's fine.
I did notice when I said 2 to go, a lot of you guys really fucking stepped on it. For those 2 laps. But basically, I told Sean that I wanted to volunteer in any way possible at the racetrack, parking, infield. And he came up to me one Wednesday night and said, "Hey, Selena, so I have this idea for you. You want to be on the receiver?" And I went, "What?" No idea. We showed up. It was like Rob Rantillo, my brother Jimmy, Spencer Smith and his dad, Amanda Smith's mom, and Vanessa. I'm gonna butcher her last name. Slane.
Oh yeah, Rubens.
Yes.
Rubens.
So we were all up in that booth. We didn't really have any training. First day, we showed up. Amanda Smith's mom, Jane, asked us if we had any idea what we were doing. Nope. So we used your hot laps as a way to figure it out. Because manually I give everyone props. Like Haley at Thunder City, she is a boss lady. Yeah. She literally watched you guys, didn't even look down, just number. It was so much fun, and
I'd actually like to spend a night up there one night. I'm curious to see what they see.
We bitch about it. Right. It might be good for everybody to spend a night in there.
Totally.
But I appreciate it.
It was so much fun. I was honestly scared shitless because, never done it before. You guys, everyone in the racing community is really nice, but I, just nervous, and then I ended up this season getting to know a lot of people, so I found myself calling a lot of people by their first names and not their race car numbers.
Well, I think the biggest thing with that, Joan, is simple. How easy she was to, it wasn't a negative tone in her voice like we seem to get.
Because I don't like receiving
that.
It's so ain't no way they're gonna want that.
You treat people good, you see what happens. They appreciate it.
Exactly.
It was for sure. That was it was like, wow, what are we listening to? Perfect. Never mind, I can put it on my iPod. No, so that was great. And tell us, you had something to do, some charity work last year, and decals, and all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah, well, Kat Stay approached me in August. She had this idea that she wanted to raise funds for breast cancer before we went to Topless. Her mom and my mom both had breast cancer.
Okay.
So she really wanted to do it in support of someone really close to her. So she got all the stickers made at Simon Design. They gave her a really good price. And then I helped her out a bit. There was one day where she was busy, so I took on the stickers, and holy shit, I wasn't expecting that many people to walk up. But it was really awesome. Everyone came together, and then my work put us on the front page of the newspaper. That was cool. So it's a lot of fun.
And you're involved in photography too, hobby.
Used to do it full time during COVID, and then I started my job, which there's a lot of weekends, which is really fun because it's a bunch of people raising money through events. And now I just kind of do friends and family, couple photos, family photos. I do some basketball photos for local Wolves teams and the Blaze team, so it's really fun.
So I don't know, Birdie might have Good guess. That lady of Thunder City Facebook page, you wouldn't know who does that, do you?
Well, that would be me.
Okay.
Yeah,
we
we
talked
were
about
investigating Kyle and I, and
we
we
had
had
down to two suspects.
Yeah, we had it down to 2, yeah.
Well, I mean-
Yeah, we were right. So.
I'm just such a huge fan of all the, mostly girls
Yeah.
who race at our track and females, and I just wanted a way to, like, I kept sharing my stuff in my own personal page, and then I was like, well, screw it, why not make a Facebook page where
Yeah.
people can go, and I mean, like, I also love supporting guys, so like, it's kind of hard being biased, but I like being able to
Oh,
share all their
yeah.
accomplishments and all that. Like Ashley Boylan, she's a wicked chick. I
Yeah.
love her so much. She came up here and
Kicked us,
Yeah.
basically, yeah.
Wonder, yeah.
so it's great. Like when I first started, it was only Kat Stay, which was Kat Lurtig at the time, Danny Druick, Caitlin Denhart, and then Sydney Chastchuk started. So that was before I started, and I thought, as much as being a Hornet driver was cool, I thought Danny and Kat were the wildest chicks ever, being able to get out on there, especially Danny's number being 69. So that just shows the kind of person she is.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Take the girl, yeah.
Yeah, so I just thought it was badass, and then we grew from I think like 5 of us to like 15 of us in 2 years.
Kyle. It's a beauty. So there's like 15.
Yeah.
How do you feel you guys are perceived at the track? I think it's just fit in. Everybody fits in perfect.
Yeah.
I don't. There's no.
Like
I have seen zero issue myself
no
out there.
everyone like we all treat each other the same. You can't tell by gender on the racetrack.
No.
The only difference is when the little girls come up to you after the races.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
good.
part.
Yeah, nice.
Because I used to be that girl, and I
Yeah.
remember there was only, when I grew up, I went to races with my dad all the time, and I could only track 2 girls in my entire 15 years I raced. So, being able to have,
Who was that?
Who was that?
I don't remember their names.
You know, it was the OG when I was. You probably raced against her, Brenda Caron.
Brenda Cara,
Yeah.
Michelle Yon,
Michelle Yon. Yeah.
Marjorie
Omis, yeah.
Well, that's Marissa Curry wears Brenda's race suit. If you
Okay,
see her
cool.
walking around the pink
Okay.
and black suit, she specifically gave that to Marissa Curry when she started racing.
Brenda Cara raced
Stuff
an
you learn in
A-Mod.
school.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
She raced an A-Mod
Really?
back in the day. Yeah.
63 or 60.
63,
Yeah.
yeah. She raced an A-Mod back at Mosquito.
Yeah.
She started in a street stock and then, she had an A-Mod at the end,
That's
She was decent. Won some races in the street stock. For
Yeah,
sure.
right, yeah.
Yeah, for sure
you
she
guys
did.
some trouble, that's for sure.
Oh back in those days, yeah, for sure. What else do we got here?
Well, I was gonna ask, you plan on staying in the Hornet for the time being, or your thoughts of moving up to a different class, or what's your thinking there? I'm sure money and stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if money wasn't a thing, I totally would move up. But I need more sponsors and a bigger bank account. But I do want to move up one day. But the goal is to hopefully win a race in the Hornet.
Yeah.
Because
You were knocking right on the door this year, right?
hell yeah.
Yeah, like 3rd in the big
Yeah.
race at the end of the year.
Both the June Invitational and the September Invitational.
So right there, it was an Owen sweep on the
Yeah,
podium.
it
wasn't
was Jesse, Jimmy, Nate, and then me, and then Nate got DQ'd, so it was all.
Okay, yeah, that seemed like there was always some sort of controversy
Yeah.
every week in the Hornet division.
We had our issues, but I love racing in Hornets. I have to say, like, the majority of people I race with are my friends, and like feel safe up there. The only times there's accidents is because they're teenagers. Like, you can't expect a kid who's under the age of 16 to drive a race car good when they can't even drive on the road.
It's
Like,
true.
that's the starter class. It's part of being in that class.
Yeah.
You gotta expect it. If you can't handle it, move up.
Do you think with the rule changes being full with soda this year, that kind of just came out of nowhere, didn't it? Or did you know it had been talked about multiple times in the last couple of years, and then it just sort of happened one day. I seen it. And
Well, not to call myself out, but I may or may not have started, nothing to do with them changing the rules, but I may have started a petition for all of the drivers to sign that they feel like, and then after the September Invitational, because I was scared shitless to bring it up to someone, I went up to Chrissy Simpson and I handed her the sheet and I was shaking my hands, and she goes, "Oh yeah, I don't even need this, we're going with soda next year." I'm like, "Oh, really? Cool."
oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but I guess they got all the ducks in order, because I mean, I'm sure
last year, but then there isn't this year. It's just full on with soda right away, right?
Either your car is legal or it's not.
Well,
Yeah.
and we've heard some of them are, and some of them, well, like usual them are. It's fine.
Yeah, everyone cheats in all the
Yeah,
classes.
yeah.
You just gotta get caught.
Well, yeah.
We'll just leave
That's what I hear. I don't know.
I had Trevor Lane on here one week.
Yeah, we're gonna have Trevor
I
on
would like
here.
to see that conversation.
Well, yeah, because actually a couple of drivers have reached out, the new guys, and said, hey, you should have a little tech
Yeah.
section
Well,
in this and go through what we need
And
to do.
I think we forgot to mention earlier, sorry to kind of interrupt, but that, I think we're in the future here, we're gonna do some sort of roundtable with different guests, and I think that'll be interesting to people, just
Yeah.
who we pair up and
Yeah.
who's gonna be on the.
On the table, yeah.
That'd be
Maybe
interesting.
old rivals, old
Old.
friends. We could have
Yeah.
something.
I
We're
have a
thinking.
couple people you
Yeah.
can bring on.
Yeah. Yeah.
We could bring my Uncle Tom on, but
Yeah, Tom.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
We got, yeah. as well.
Yeah, oh yeah. Speaking of Uncle Tom, well, you were just visiting with
my dad.
Tom, John,
Yeah.
all of them down in Arizona. You guys weren't there when the racing was on.
No,
were you?
my dad was though.
Oh, okay.
He was down there
He
with
was
your
there.
dad.
Yeah.
I got some really funny photos of your dad and my dad. I'll show you after.
Perfect.
You know, one other thing, John, I was gonna ask her, you went to, is this the first year you went to the States to race? Okay,
Yeah.
and
First time
a
ever.
couple times, right?
Yeah, this entire season. Like I never raced anywhere but Thunder City, and we went to emo, and that was a shit show. Went to.
Did you guys have enough cars to race there when you went? That time? Or
First
were you there?
weekend, it was Kyler McKinga and I, so we raced.
Yeah, with the street stocks, that's
That
right.
was the funnest thing of my life. That was
Okay.
so cool. And then the second day, Carrie Allen drove up, so it was the three of us. And then the next time, there was about, I'd say like 6 to 9 of us, and then that's when the shit show started happening for me. So.
There was some Winnipeg or Kenora
Yeah.
Hornets that also showed up there, right? In that second one?
Mhm.
Wait, is that part of the so-called shit show? All right.
Sure.
Well, let's just say I'm probably never gonna go back because
Okay.
either his car is not gonna make it out or my car is not
Oh,
gonna make
okay.
it out. And I will. You ask anyone who was in those stands, they got to see that I made exact replica of my father in the car because I may have yelled something really loud.
Okay, there we go.
But Ogilvy and Gondik-Law was so much fun. Like Gondik-Law was the first time I ever raced at an actual Wasota Hornet class.
Yep.
And
That's in Superior, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so we went in using the same setup at Thunder City. So I mean, Jesse, my cousin, told me before I went down I needed bigger tires because it's a completely different track. So I went down there, no idea what I was doing. Should have blew up my motor, but my boyfriend Kyle and Dave Allen really tried to help me out there. So it was a lot of fun. I kept up with some real Wasota guys down there. That was a lot of fun. And then Ogilvy went the same.
That track, those first 2 nights there, it was pretty
It was
much,
nice.
pretty much right to the floor. Like it was
Even with my
happening.
Hornet, I've never experienced that before. I would just like kind of slam on the brake a little bit with the gas on and just.
The same idea.
It's
Just
the same deal. I went to Ogilvy. She was in Ogilvy. It's the only time I've ever raced
Yeah.
there. I watch all these videos there, and it's slick. And
Yeah.
and you go there, it was hammered out.
That was
Which I have no problem with.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy there. So with you said Mosquito, you're gonna kind of be in the booth, but you're hoping to race a couple times. Have you talked to Sean? Have you heard anything? What's going on?
I was supposed to call him, but I went on vacation, so I gotta call him again.
Okay.
So I don't have any news right now, but I will be receiver hopefully most of the time there. Because I enjoyed that, like, that's a fun track, but I enjoyed being on the receiver way more. I had so many people who came up to me so happy. My mistakes kind of benefited, I can't say his name properly, Keith LaPlante.
Yeah.
Keith LaPlante. Yeah.
Yeah, I should have sent him to the back one day, and I didn't, and I noticed at the end, and then he went to the B main, and then
Oh,
Oh,
it was his day.
yeah.
it was his day, and
It was
you
his
should have
lucky
seen
day.
the smile on his face when I went up to him after.
All right. What else do we got? We got a couple more questions. Oh, who would you like to thank?
Yeah, I got something after that.
Hey.
But okay.
Yeah. Who helps you? How you get down the road when you go? Who helps you sponsor wise? And
I mean,
some inspirations?
yeah, the main person is that guy right over there.
Oh, okay.
Kyle is the only reason why I have a car.
We got a live audience again.
Yeah.
We're growing our audience.
The only reason why I go anywhere, why I get to Thunder City, he fixes the mess that I make every time I get in an accident. But his mom is a sponsor of mine, Strider Orthopedics, Celsius, which sadly closed, so I did lose a sponsor. So thank you, Matt, for everything you've done for me over the past 3 years. Estrangelo Fuels, great people. Alloy Technical Welding, Scott. He's also
Scott's
great.
yeah.
He's
Scott's helped me out too a couple times, straightened my car and done some stuff. He's got to do it again. In fact. Yeah.
Scott, my dad's too good to do some welding. But Ron Moretto, he sponsored me.
He helps you too, eh?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah, he is.
Middle Creek Farms, which is the state family. Great people. Thunder Bay 50/50, which is my work. Linda Schutte from Richard Schutte Racing, nicest lady ever. She loves all racers, like biggest advocate for all of us. I'm forgetting someone. Steve. Oh my god. Steve from Torcon Contracting. I knew I was gonna forget. That's Kyle's boss. Great guy. He helped. I remember we went to emo the weekend that the kid from, I think he's from Kenora, sent me over the top of the corner of the track.
Okay, well we're getting more intel on this now. I know
Okay, we narrowed it down.
Yeah.
From Kenora.
Sent me, let's just say he sent me an Avery Chas check, and that sent me, whatever. Anyway, so him and Kat Stay and Chrissy Stay, we had a family emergency, decided to go last minute, showed up within like 20 minutes of my race. Kat, Chrissy Stay, and Steve from Torcon came running over, got the car up. I mean, this doesn't take much to get one ready for the race, but they were still there, so great people. Thank my friends, all of them.
Johnny, I got one. I think we kind of mentioned it earlier. Just maybe talk how close we are as a racing family, and everyone kind of sticks up for each other and helps you. On the way back from Ogilvy, didn't you have an issue? Maybe you want to name some of the people that pitched in and helped. I think people recognize the names. Picture I've seen, but yeah.
Very.
What happened there? Something about gas or?
Yeah. So basically, my dad got bad gas in Duluth in his motorhome, so we ended up going up a big hill before you go down to Ryden's border.
Josephine. Huh?
Yes. We stalled. We're stuck.
Yeah.
And then just so happened, Glenn Brown, Warren Kettering, starts driving by. Warren's stuck. He set up the window and goes, stop, pulled over, put up the tow strap, dragged us up the hill, and then let us off. And we went down the hill with no brakes. Slid her into Ryden's, and thankfully didn't flip the motorhome. That was wild. And Steve from Torcon as well, he helped us out. He stayed behind us to make sure we didn't lose anything.
Well, I don't know how many. All the years of going down to the States and stuff, John, you see a guy from town pulled over on the side of the road and everyone stopped. If you need anything or whatever.
Yeah,
it almost happens every trip.
It happened to me a few times,
That's
and
why I
then
kind of
when
want to mention it.
way back when Jimmy and I would go, it would happen weekly.
Right.
And someone would.
Yeah.
One quick story on that. We were driving. We were coming up on the lights in Silver Bay, and Jimmy says, someone's flashing their lights at us back there, and what's going on? So we pull over, and the guy comes, and he goes, you guys have been dragging steel for 20 miles. What do you mean? He says, the ramp on your thing, the sparks were flying. We went out and looked, the ramp was about this long. Gone right down. We didn't care. We were young. We were in our early 20s. We had zero cares in the world back then. We had a lot of fun, but that was another story.
Speaking of that, when we went to Ogilvy, we had a lot of trouble that weekend. We went down, we lost my dad's ramp. I think it was Robert Sweet.
Yeah. Odds.
Yeah, my dad walked over to him. He gave us his ramp to use the entire weekend to get my car on and off, and then we had my right front tire trying to come off, and the motorhome.
An eventful weekend.
Yeah, that's why I got my horseshoe at the racing thing.
Yeah, but it goes to show you, like, people, like this whole group, all of us out there, it's all basically, like, guys fight and guys argue and stuff, but it's basically a big giant family, right? And that's kind of the...
Everyone's there for you.
Yeah.
I do have a funny joke. When I had the trouble in emo, I had Kathleen's speaker ready to kicked that kid off the track too, and then Marissa Curry was ready to fight him off the track.
So, oh boy.
Don't mess with the teenagers.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Well, that, oh yeah, we're at 35, 40 minutes here again, so.
That was good.
Pretty easy.
Yeah.
Once you get going, it just seems to keep going. Well, once again, we'd like to thank our guest this week, Selena Dove Owen, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
What do you think? Is it?
I love it.
Yeah.
So cool being here with you guys.
I think we just might have booked our next week's guest last night, and I think you guys will like it. Maybe a guy to.
Oh yeah, next week's guest is gonna be entertaining. He's kind of a polarizing figure at the Speedway. We'll just leave it at that. Half of them are fans, half aren't, but actually a really good guy.
He runs a bulldozer, half part-time or not.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll throw that out there who our guest is for next week. And thanks for joining us again. Like, follow, share. Kyle, tell them about YouTube before we go.
We're doing the Facebook Live right now on Facebook, obviously, and then all the episodes will be uploaded on YouTube on my channel. So just search Kyle Monteith 3D Jr. on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, and you'll get all the videos as you see them on Facebook. So
once again, thank you everyone for supporting us, and this is a ton of fun. We've had tons of fun in the first.
We're just getting started.
Yeah, we're just getting started. Lots of fun. Thank you for joining. We'll see you next week.